Hello students, welcome back. In our last video we have covered about circular permutations. In this video we will start the next subtopic, that is total number of combinations or selections. Under this we will see how different objects are taken one or many at a time, and we will study this. So let's start. Let us look at the total number of combinations or selections. Now by the binomial theorem we know that the expansion of 1 plus x to the power n will be given by c0 plus c1x plus c2x square plus c3x cube plus cnxn. If I replace x by 1, then I will get the sum of all the binomial coefficients. Now what is this? This is nc0, so I will take 0 objects out of n objects plus 1 object out of n object, 2 object out of 3 n objects, and similarly n objects out of n objects. So that will be given by 2 to the power n. Now consider the first case, that the selection of one or more things out of n objects. So either I will select 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or n. Okay, so that will be given by nc1 plus nc2 plus nc3 plus ncn, which again will be given by 2 to the power n minus nc0. This is nc0. nc0 is again 1. So the total number of ways of selection of one or more things will be given by, or you can say at least one will be given by 2 to the power n minus 1. Let us consider an example. Sanjeev has 7 friends. In how many ways he can invite one or more friends out of them for the dinner? So either he can invite 1 friend or 2 friend or 3 friend or 4 friend or 7 friends. So 7c1 plus 7c2 plus 7c3 plus up to 7c7, which again will be given by 2 to the power 7 minus 1. So total number of ways minus when he is not inviting anyone, so that will be 7c0. So this is given by 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Now consider case 2. The number of selecting 0 or more things out of n identical things is n plus 1. So suppose if I have n identical things, and out of this n identical things I want to select either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or n number of things, then what are the number of ways? If I want to select 0 things if I want to select nothing out of this n identical things, there can be one way. If I want to select one thing, again there can be one way, because all the objects are identical. Suppose if I have n balls, all these balls are identical. I have n balls and all the balls are identical. I want to take one ball out of this. So if I take this ball or this ball or this ball, all the cases will be same. So there will be only one way of taking any one of the ball. So again selecting 2 things will again give me one way. Selecting n things will give me one way. So the total number of ways in which this can be done is, we will add all them up. So I will get 1 plus 1 plus 1, n plus 1 number of times. So the total number of ways of selecting 0 or more things out of n identical things will be given by n plus 1. Now let us consider this, the number of ways of selecting one or more things out of p alikes of one kind, q are alike of the second kind, r are alike of the third kind, and s is different. So if there are p alike, the number of ways of selecting one or more can be given by p plus 1. If there are q alike, the number of ways of selecting one or more will be given by q plus 1, and similarly for r alike, number of ways of selecting one or more things will be given by r plus 1, and for s different objects, the number of ways of selecting one or more different things will be given by 2 to the power s and minus 1. Why we are subtracting 1? Basically this case is when nothing is selected. So we will reduce one case, that is when nothing is selected. So the total number of ways of selecting one or more things will be given by p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1 to power s minus 1. So whenever there are alike objects, you will use this formula, that is n plus 1, and whenever there are different objects, you will use 2 power s number of ways. Okay, let us see this example. Find the number of ways in which one or more letter can be selected from these letters. So there are 4 A's, 2 B's, 3 C's, 1 D 1E and 1F. So there are 3 different and this all are alike. So number of ways to take A. So there are 4 alike A's. So the number of ways to take A will be 4 plus 1. Similarly, number of ways to take B will be 2 plus 1. Number of ways to take C, this is C, will be 3 plus 1. And the number of ways to take D, E and F. This D, E and F are 3 distinct letters. So the number of ways of taking 0 or more things out of D, E, F will be given by 2 power 3. These are the number of ways of taking A, B, C, D, E and F. These are the number of ways of taking 0 or more things. Number of ways of taking 0 or more things. So I will have to reduce one case. I will have to subtract one case when nothing is selected. So I will reduce one case when nothing is selected. So the total number of ways will be given by 4 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3 plus 1, 2 power 3 minus 1. So whenever there are alike objects, you will use n plus 1 number of ways, and whenever there are distinct objects, you will use 2 power n number of ways. Let us consider a different example. If we have 4 apples, 3 mangoes, 2 bananas, 2 orange, the fruits of, consider case 1, that is the fruits of same species are alike and the rest are of different kinds. Then the number of ways in which at least one fruit is selected, at least one. And the second part that you have to find out is find the number of ways of selecting at least one fruit of each kind. The first case is at least one fruit is selected, and the second case is at least one fruit of each kind is selected. And similarly, you have to calculate in part 2, you have to consider that the fruits of same species are different. In case 1, you have to consider that the fruits of same species are alike, and in case 2, you have to consider fruits of same species are different. So let us look at the case 1. If the fruits of same species are alike, if this are 4 alike apples, 3 alike mangoes, 2 alike bananas and 2 alike oranges, then the total number of ways of selecting at least one fruit. So for at least one fruit, what we will do? First of all, we will select 0 or more fruits. First of all, we will select 0 or more fruits by 4 plus 1 into 3 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 number of ways, and then we will subtract one case when nothing is selected, when 0 is selected. So when nothing is selected, so 4 plus 1 into 3 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 minus 1 when nothing is selected. The total number of ways of doing so will be given as 147. Now the number of ways of selecting at least one fruit. Now you have to select at least one fruit of each kind. So you will have to select one apple, you will have to select one mango, you will have to select one banana, and you will have to select one orange. So either I can select one apple or 2 apple or 3 apple or 4 apple, and similarly either I can select one mango or 2 mango or 3 mango. So the number of ways of selecting one apple is 1, number of ways of selecting 2 apple is again 1, number of ways of selecting 3 apple is again 1, and number of ways of selecting 4 apple is again 1. So the total number of ways will be 4. So total number of ways in which I can select at least one apple is 4. Similarly, at least one mango will be 3, at least one banana will be 2, and at least one orange will be 2. So total number of ways will be given by 4 into 3 into 2 into 2, that is 48. Now let us consider case 2 where the same fruits of same species are different. Now if there are 4 different apples, A1, A2, A3, A4, 3 different mangoes, M1, M2, M3, 2 different bananas, B1, B2, and 2 different oranges, all these fruits are different, then the number of ways in which at least one fruit should be selected. If I want to select at least one fruit, first of all I will select 0 or more fruits. So the number of ways of selecting 0 or more fruits, if the fruits of same species are different, then the number of ways will be 2 power 4 into 2 power 3 into 2 power 2 into 2 power 2, and I will subtract again one cases when nothing is selected, when no fruit is selected, when no fruit is selected. So the total number of ways will be given by 2047. And if I want to select at least one fruit of each kind, if I want to select either one apple or 2 apple or 3 apple or 4 apple, then that will be given by 4c1 plus 4c2 plus 4c3 plus 4c4, and this will be given by 2 power 4 minus 1, that is basically 2 power 4 minus 4c0. So for apple I will have 2 power 4 minus 1. Similarly for mango, the number of possible selections will be 2 power 3 minus 1. For bananas I will have 2 power 2 minus 1, and for oranges I will have 2 power 2 minus 1. Now you can calculate the total number of ways. If you have any doubts, then you can log into www.askIITians.com, and then you can click on the discussion board, which will redirect you to this page where you can see Ask Expert on the right hand side. From here you can select the category of the question and you can post your question here for free, and the experts at Ask IITians will answer your question within 24 to 48 hours. So this was all about total number of selections or combinations. In our next video, we will practice some problems based on number theory using these concepts. So for the better understanding and the better knowledge, please watch the next videos and stay tuned. Thank you. Have a great day.